Hey everyone, this is Mr. K and welcome to video 13 of the summer pre-calculus homework. So finding x and y intercepts algebraically, all you're really doing is just substituting a 0 for x, substituting in a 0 for y, and solving. So for the first one, if I make x 0, I end up with, so when x equals 0, I get y equals -5, so I know the y-intercept would be 0, -5. And then for the other intercept, if I were to make y 0, I would have 0 equals 2x minus 5. And now you're just solving for x, so I'd add 5 to both sides. Divide by 2. And you get 5 halves, so you can either leave it as a fraction, 5 halves, or you could write the decimal, 2.5, doesn't matter. But those would be your x and y intercepts. The next one, first if x were 0, y would be -2, so I'm just going to do that one right away. And now for when substituting in a 0 for y, I get 0 equals x squared plus x minus 2. And now this looks like previous work with like using quadratic formula, factoring, whatever you want to use to solve. And so I'm going to solve by factoring. I can factor this to x plus 2, x minus 1. And I see that I should get x equals -2 or +1. So I have two x-intercepts. The x-intercepts would be -2, 0 and +1, 0. And then we'll toss in the y-intercept in there as well. So those are our intercepts. And then the last one, same thing. If I substitute in a 0 for x, this is going to be 0. 0 times anything. I don't care what this nasty square root turns into. It's actually kind of nice, but it's still just, it's going to end up being 0. So I know my y-intercept is 0, 0. And then the next part is I need to substitute in a 0 for y. And so 0 is going to equal, and now I need to solve this nasty thing. But remember that since these are being multiplied together, we can use what's called the zero product property, meaning like I can take each of these things individually and solve them for x. So I can set the first one and just say x equals 0. I can also do which we already kind of took care of that. I can also set this equal to 0, so the square root of 16 minus x squared equals 0, and now we can solve for x for that. So I'm going to square both sides. That'll get rid of this square root. 0 times 0 is still just 0, so I'll have 16 minus x squared equals 0. I'm going to add x squared to both sides, and I'll get x squared equals 16. I can then square root both sides. Don't forget the plus or minus, and you should get x equals plus or minus 4. So we'll have two x-intercepts of 4, 0 and -4, 0. So those would be all of our intercepts. And that's it, just substituting in zeros. I hope you found this video helpful, and have a great day.